Thank you very much. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Country Music Makers Show. We are the Country Music Makers from Paragould, Arkansas, and they kind of tell a tale around Paragould about this old preacher preaching out in a church. Said that just one person showed up that time. They was storming, whatever, you know. Preacher got up there and said, well, it didn't matter, just like feeding the cows. He'd brought a whole load of hay, and he's going to feed them the whole load. So we've got a good show lined up for you. Hope you enjoy it. Right now, Mr. Don Aiden. Would you make Don welcome tonight?
When the warship left Manila, sailing proudly o'er the sea, all those sailors' hearts were filled with sad regret. Looking backward to those islands where they spent many happy hours, making love to every pretty girl they met. Then up stepped a little sailor with his bright eyes all aglow, saying, take a look at my gal's photograph. Then the sailors gathered round him just to look upon her face, and he says, I love my Filipino baby. She's my Filipino baby, she's my treasure in my pit. Her teeth are bright and pearly, and her hair is black as jet, and her lips are sweet as honey, and her heart is pure, I know. She's my darling little Filipino baby. Oh, give Dale Wood a hand, would you? Now give Fingers Carlisle one, would you? Then one night he whispered, darling, I've come back from Caroline. I've come back to claim the only girl I love. Then that night there was a wedding, all the ship crew gathered round, and he wed his little Filipino baby. She's my Filipino baby, she's my treasure in my pit. Her teeth are bright and pearly, and her hair is black as jet, and her lips are sweet as honey, and her heart is pure, I know. She's my darling little Filipino baby. She's my darling little dark-faced Filipino.
Thank you, Don. Mr. Don Aiden. We have a fella back here on the drums that just barely made it here in time for the show. MacArthur Tedder. We all left Paragould at the same time, but Mac said he made it down here to, what is that, Hardy, and got right this side of Hardy on the way up. Saw a big sign, said bulldozing ahead. Well, Mac turned around, went back to Hardy, and went all the way around by Mammoth Springs so he wouldn't wake the thing up. Mr. Mac Tedder on the drums.
I tell you what happened to David on the way up here, though. When we left Portia, we was all together. And David went to seeing these signs all the way up here said clean restrooms. And you know, it was 4 o'clock before he got up here.
Man, that was a job. Next we have a fella that's my pride and joy. It's my son, Steve Goins, on the lead guitar. We'll get Steve to sing for us right now. Would you give him a big hand on that?
Well, I heard the news say it's a good rockin' tonight. Have you heard the news say it's a good rockin' tonight? I'm gonna hold my baby as tight as I can. Well, tonight you're gonna know my mighty, mighty man. I heard the news say it's a good rockin' tonight. Come on and meet me in a hurry behind the barn. Don't mean to bring you down or do you no harm, but don't you bring along your rocking shoes, cause you're not going to rock away on the blues. I heard the news, there's a good rockin' tonight. We're gonna rock. We're gonna rock. Let's rock. Come on and rock. We're gonna rock all of our blues away. Have you heard the news? Say it's a good rockin' tonight. Have you heard the news? Say it's a good rockin' tonight. I'm gonna hold my baby as tight as I can. Well, tonight you're gonna know my mighty, mighty man. I heard the news, there's a good rockin' tonight. We're gonna rock. We're gonna rock. Let's rock. Come on and rock. We're gonna rock all of our blues away. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Steve. Steve Goins. But I just now figured out how I goofed out. Up, Don.
How's that?
Following him, I should have been first.
Well, I've always told you that.
Last but not least, I'm David Goins, and I'm going to sing a song. Do we have any Johnny Cash fans here tonight? Well, good. This is a song he and I do. He came out with it, made all the money out of it, and I have the fun of singing it. If you're a Johnny Cash fan, you notice that when he comes out on a stage, he always starts out by putting his best part forward. Then he'll turn around and face the audience and he'll go, okay, Steve. I hear that train a-comin', it's a-rollin' around the bend. Well, I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Well, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And I hear that whistle blowing on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, said always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. I shot a man in Rio just to watch him die. Now I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and I cry. Okay, Steve. bet there's rich folks eating in those fancy dining cars. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. But I knew I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But these prison bars around me, that's what tortures me. Mr. Randy Aiden on the piano. Did you notice that he's always got that humming in there? He goes, If you look in a songbook, you won't find any words to go with that. He's just trying to find the right key. If they'd free me from this prison, make this lonesome railroad mine, I'll bet I'd move it on just a little farther down the line. Go far from Folsom Prison, that's where I'd long to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you very much. We're going to switch instruments a little bit here. Randy, get your squeeze box ready. Randy is versatile. Whatever you need him to do, the piano, steel, drums, bass, just whatever. Now we're going to have him on, what do you call that? I call it squeeze box. Accordion? Going to do a Don Williams song entitled Gypsy Woman. Hey. Silver coins that jingle jangle, fancy shoes a dancing time. Oh, the sweetness of her dark eyes, they did ring a gypsy rhyme. Yellow clover in tangled blossoms from a meadow, soft and green, where they held me to her bosom, just a girl of 17. I recall a gypsy woman, silver spangles in her eyes, sign skin beneath the moonlight, and a taste of life's sweet wine. Okay, Randy. Soft breezes blow from fragrant meadows, lull the darkness in my mind. Oh, gentle woman, she sleeps beside me, little knows what haunts my mind. Gypsy lady, I hear your laughter, and it dances through my head, while my tender wife and children snuggle softly in their bed. I recall a gypsy woman, silver spangles in her eyes, shiny skin beneath the moonlight, and a taste of life's sweet wine. Thank you very much. Now get on your steel, Randy. Barry told us we was practicing too much before the show. We practiced a few minutes before the show, and we practiced that song, and then I started off in the wrong key. But anyway, here's one we hadn't practiced on. Mr. Don Aiden gonna do a Texas swing song. We'll have Randy to play the steel.
I'm a-sitting here with a map laid out on my lap. There ain't many places I ain't been, but the one place I love best is spread all over the West, trying to figure out how to get back home again. Well, I wish I was sitting right under the X in Texas. Well, right in the heart of where my heart should be. No matter where I roam, I never feel at home except in Texas. Well, under the X of Texas is the only place for me. Well, I don't know what I miss the most, those western hills or the southern coast, or being where a man can see 4 miles and miles. East Texas hills with the tall pine trees, the great state plains with the prairie breeze. Maybe I'm lonesome to see a Texas smile. Well, I wish I was sitting right under the X in Texas. Well, right in the heart of where my heart should be. No matter where I roam, I never feel at home except in Texas. Well, under the X of Texas is the only place for me. Yes, under the X of Texas is the only place for me.
Mr. Don Aiden, thank you. We've had old Dale Potter up. He was up last weekend playing the fiddle for us up at the Jamboree there at Paragould, and he really does that Texas swing stuff. Don, you know, I didn't get a chance to talk to you much before the show, but you're looking a little bit puny. Are you feeling all right?
Well, David, I tell you, this past week I lost one of my best friends.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Well, that's bad.
Of course, he owed me $3.
$3.
Yeah.
So you'll never get that.
Well, I think it maybe when I go up there, you know, that he'll pay me then. I'm sure he will.
Well, now, Don, is that the same person I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
that's
that
the one
passed
too.
away?
Yeah.
Now, are you sure he's going to go up there?
Well, you know, I hadn't thought of that, but will you do me a favor?
What's that, Don?
Just get it and send it to me.
All righty, I picked out Don's other song. I'll let him pick out what he wants to do this time. Mr. Don Aiden does a fine job on the country song.
I tell you what, Steve does a super job on kicking this one off, and him and Randy works together. And I ain't ready to yet, but as soon as the show's over, well, I think I'll have one. But right now, I ain't got no reason for going home, Steve. I got no reason now for going home. All my reasons now, she's gone. Got no one there to talk to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reason now going home. Once I had every reason a man could want for going home, making love, and now I don't. So I end up in here each night just sitting and thinking, missing her, hurting so, and drinking. I got no reason now for going home. All my reasons now, she's gone. I got no one there to talk to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reasons now for going home. It's so hard just knowing there's another. She's out with him knowing that I love her. So I end up in here each night just sitting and thinking, missing her, hating him, and drinking. I got no reason now going home. All my reasons now, she's gone. I got no one there to talk to, even though I know I ought to. Got no reason now going home. Thank you. I tell you what, we've got a little boy now with us. He used to be a little boy. He still seems like one to me, but he's a young man now. But yeah, that's right. What are you going to get me for graduation? Give him a nice hand, would you, Mr. Stephen Goins?
Well, the old man from the mountains coming home, home, home. Thought I'd better warn you, so I called you on the phone. Get rid of Joe the grinder, well, you better be there alone. 'Cause the old man from the mountains coming home. I've been working in a sawmill, I'm all uptight and tense. I got wind of someone's been sneaking under my back fence. Thought I'd better call you and let you know today that the old man from the mountains on his way. Well, the old man from the mountains coming home, home, home. Thought I'd better warn you, so I called you on the phone. Get rid of Joe the grinder, well, you better be there alone. 'Cause the old man from the mountains coming home. I've been working in a sawmill, I'm all uptight and tense. I'm much good at loving, so I'm coming down the hill. Don't want no friend the Henrys, so warming up my bed. And the old man from the mountains means what he said. Yeah, well, the old man from the mountains coming home, home, home. Thought I'd better warn you, so I called you on the phone. Get rid of Joe the grinder, well, you better be there alone. 'Cause the old man from the mountains coming home. Play it, Randy. Well, the old man from the mountains coming home, home, home. Thought I'd better warn you, so I called you on the phone. Get rid of Joe the grinder, well, you better be there alone. 'Cause the old man from the mountains coming home. One, two. You don't dress up in satin, you don't wear diamond rings, but I'm satisfied with you. You look just like an angel, but you haven't got wings. I'm satisfied with you. I'd rather have you just the way that you are than change you for somebody new. But if I could do better, if I reach for a star, hey, but I'm satisfied with you. You're not made out of candy, but you're sweet as you can be. I'm satisfied with you. I just can't see no reason why you bother with me, but I'm satisfied with you. I often wonder if it's all a mistake. It's hard to believe that it's true. But if I'm only dreaming, well, I sure don't want to wait, 'cause I'm satisfied with you. Well, I'd rather have you just the way that you are than change you for somebody new. Maybe I could do better if I reached for a star, but I'm satisfied with you. Hey, but I'm satisfied with you.
Thank you, Steve. Well, I told Barry before we started the show, since, we wasn't used to the building or anything, if we was too loud or whatever, come back and let us know, and I hadn't seen any messengers yet. Does it sound all right? Well, as I told you before, Randy is versatile, plays all different instruments, but he does a fantastic job on the piano. And now, if you will, Randy, play us a Hank Williams melody or something of your choice. Mr. Randy Aiden. Thank you, Randy. Real good job. Do another one right now. Take your choice. Either sing or play one on the steel. Just whatever. Mr. Randy Aiden. Okay, thank you, Randy. As the country music makers, we've been playing at the fairgrounds at Paragould for the last 13 years. We have just a family entertainment type show, and we all just do it because we really enjoy doing it. We was playing at each other's houses, but you know it gets kind of bad, you know, getting all that equipment stuff in there. So we just started that for the fun of it. And when we started, Randy was just a little bitty thing. Now see, I guess Steve was about 6 years old, but Randy was a playing at that time and Steve was a singing. We try to do a variety show, country and the old rockabilly stuff, different artists, and change the mood. I'm going to do another Johnny Cash song at this time. We're going to make a trumpet out of Steve's guitar. A chord.
Fell into that burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Love is a burning flame, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into that burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into that burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. The flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Love is a burning flame, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into that burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down. And the flames, they went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. It burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Thank you very much. Don, you want to close with me? If I can get Don to trade instruments with me, I'll trade artist. Last fall, we went to Blytheville, Don and me and Steve and Randy. I don't know if Mike, did you go? Yeah, Mike went with us to the Cal Smith show over there. Any of you Cal Smith fans? Cal was real popular for a while, and he lost his son, didn't he, Don? We talked to Cal a long time after the show, and he dropped plumb out, and he was about to make a comeback. But he has out some songs I really enjoy, and one of them is Country Bumpkin. Stepped up to the bar and placed his lanky frame upon a tall bar stool. With a long, soft southern drawl, said, "I'll just have a glass of anything that's cool." Well, this barroom girl with heart and knowing eyes slowly looked him up and down. And she said, "I wonder how on earth this country bumpkin found his way to town." She said, "Hello, country bumpkin. How's the frost out on a pumpkin? I've seen some sights and Lord, you're something. Where'd you come from, country bumpkin?" It was just a short year later, and a bed of joy filled tears, yet death like pain. Into this mighty wondrous world of many wonders, one more wonder came. This same woman's face was wrapped up with a raptured look of love and tenderness, as she gazed down at the soft and cuddly boy child beating at her breast. She said, "Hello, country bumpkin. Fresh as frost out on a pumpkin. I've seen some sights and life's been something. Where'd you come from, country bumpkin?" It was 40 years thereafter in a very quiet and peaceful country place. The heavy hand of time could not erase the rapture from this woman's face. She was laying on her deathbed, knowing fully well her race was nearly run, as she gazed up in the soft eyes of her darling husband and her son. She said, "So long, country bumpkin. The frost is gone now from the pumpkin. I've seen some sights and life's been something. See you later, country bumpkin." Yes, she said, "So long, country bumpkin. Frost is gone now from the pumpkin. I've seen some sights and life's been something. See you later, country bumpkin." Thank you very much. Don Aiden, in my opinion, is one of the better flat guitar players. Don, you think you can hear to pick us a tune on a flat top, like the Under the Double Eagle or
Well,
whatever?
I'll try my best to, Dave.
Mr. Don Aiden, would you like to hear some flat top picking? Or the Wildwood Flower, whatever.
We'll try just a little bit of the Eagle, but before I do, don't you think David does a super job with the Johnny Cash song? I do too. You know, Johnny started back in the 50s, about 51 and 52. And when I first heard his name, you know, Johnny Cash, I thought that was money that you found in a commode. Really, I did. But later on, he got that Luther beat, and I really did like Johnny Cash. I followed him all the way. But, and I used to, as David says, pick a guitar a little better than I do, but Arthur got in this hand, and he's already in this one. So I don't know how much longer I can hit them chords, but I'm going to try it tonight. There you go. I wasn't hearing it real good, and of course I'm proud I wasn't. You know, when I first started in country music, I tried to look like Hawkshaw Hawkins, and I wasn't tall enough. Well, he was taller than Ernest Tubbs, and I tried to practice some Ernest songs, and come to find out I wasn't tall as he was either. And I don't look like Dolly Parton's, right? But the only difference in me and little Jimmy Dickens is our billfolds. And I'd like to do a tater song tonight. We had hamburgers for supper, but we're going to have taters right now. And I think he does a good job on this one. And the name of it is Geraldine, and Stephen and David will have to help me. There's a girl down from me, she's as sexy as can be, especially when she lives out in the sun. She wears hardly any clothes, she gets tan from head to toe. Now watching her turn brown turns me on. Geraldine,
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 Geraldine.
she's long, tall, sexy, and she's lean. Geraldine,
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 Geraldine.
she's a walking, talking, living love machine. Here's a verse I like right here. It's kind of slowed down just a little bit, Mike. I was a mowing my front lawn, and she was a basking in the sun. She's a kind of woman that loves to be admired. She run through my flower bed with just a towel around her head, and I mowed down every flower in the yard. Geraldine,
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 Geraldine.
she's long, tall, sexy, and she's lean. Geraldine,
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 Geraldine.
she's a walking, talking, living love machine. Well, I see her every day except when that big truck's in the way. Her old man usually parks it there for spite. Lord, he's got a good thing going. He don't want her out of showing what he takes to bed so early every night. Geraldine, Geraldine, she's long, tall, sexy, and she's lean. Geraldine, Geraldine, she's a walking, talking, living love machine. She's a walking, talking, living love machine. Thank you. I tell you what, the building ain't always near full. All I can see is these 2 seats on the front. That's the truth, but I can't see any further back than that. But you're making a lot of racket. I think I'll move back. David, I was born in Mountain Home. It's been years since I've been here, but...
Well, Don, I thought all the time you was born right down in Greene County.
Well, really I was, but if it ever happens again, it'll be in Mountain Home.
Well, can't fault you for that. Steve and I was up here deer hunting a couple of years ago and played a show down at the community center. And I'll tell you what, we got to know the people. You really have some fine people here in Mountain Home. Randy, you want to get back on the piano and sing us another one? We're going to go another round and then take a break. Mr. Randy Aiden.
Today I passed you on the street, and my heart fell at your feet. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Somebody else stood by your side, and he looked so satisfied. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. A picture from the past came slowly stealing as I brushed your arm and walked so close to you. Then suddenly I got that old time feeling. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Here's Steve Goins. A picture from the past came slowly stealing as I brushed your arm and walked so close to you. Then suddenly I got that old time feeling. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you.
Thank you, Randy. Next, I'm going to do a song. It's a combination. Everybody has had it out, I guess. Jimmy Dean had it out, and Johnny Cash had it out. So I'm going to do kind of a crossbreed between the two of them, entitled 6'6" in C chord. 6'6", stood on the ground. He weighed 235 pounds. I saw that giant of a man brought down to his knees by love. He was the kind of man that would gamble on luck. He'd look you in the eye and never back up. I saw him whipped like a little sick pup by a thing called love. Can't see it with your eyes, hold it in your hand. Like the wind it travels our land, strong enough to rule the heart of any man, this thing called love. It will pick you up, it will set you down, take your world and spin it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found that's stronger than love. Most men are like me, they struggle and doubt. They worry their minds day in and day out. Too busy living to worry about this thing called love. But then you see the mother's tenderness as she holds a young child to her breast. Then you'll know this world's been blessed by a thing called love. Can't see it with your eyes, hold it in your hand. Like the wind it travels our land, strong enough to rule the heart of any man, this thing called love. Well, it will pick you up, it will set you down, take your world and spin it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found that's stronger than love. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found that's stronger than love. Thank you. We're going to close out this first part of the show, and then we're going to take about a 10-minute break with an old Elvis song that he gets really serious. Steve's going to do it, Mr. Steve Goins.
Finally, here a minute. Well, I'll never let you go, little darling. I'm so sorry 'cause I made you cry. My heart would never hold another baby doll if we should ever say goodbye. Well, I'll never let you go, 'cause I love you, little baby. I'm so sorry 'cause I made you cry. Well, I made you cry. Well, I'll never let you go, 'cause I love you, little baby. So please don't ever say goodbye. Somebody's never gonna end that song.
Everybody go back to the concession stand, get something to drink or whatever. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Mother Maybelle Carter kind of made that short, didn't she? Alrighty, the Wildwood Flower. Thank you, Don. I'll tell you, if some of you have been to a show at Paragould, you know just how strange this is, me doing this much talking. We have a fellow there at MC's by the name of Wendell Eubanks that you can't get a word in edgewise. But Don gets a few in, but I never do any talking up there. Don, just get up and sing and talk a little bit.
You know, David, I had a experience coming up here. I'm going to do just a little bit of talking, and then I'll sing a song. It's a Texas swing song, and Steve and Randy can get ready to get with it. But anyway, I used to come up here camping quite often and deer hunting, and I got acquainted with an old boy over at Salem, and he was the sheriff of that county.
Now, how did you get acquainted with the sheriff?
Well, we was real good buddies in the deer woods, you know, hunting together, and he made me an honorary deputy. He gave me this little card, pretty little card, and I've had it in my billfold ever since. I don't think the old boy is sheriff no more. He's moved from this county, I believe. But he gave me this little card, and on our way up here, I was driving. If you notice, I've got a chauffeur now. You know, I quit driving after.
After you got the Cadillac, you got a chauffeur to go with.
Oh, yeah, and I've been looking for me a cap down here next door. Got one. I'm going to buy for my chauffeur.
Well, good.
You know, it bill pins to the top of it. But anyway, he gave me this little card, and on the way up here, just yon side of Salem, I got stopped by the sheriff. And all this time, for the last 10 years, I've been wondering what to do with that little card that deputy gave me. And this sheriff stopped me today. He told me what to do with it.
You just pulled it out and he told you what you could do
That's right.
with
He told me what I could do with it.
it. You're not going to repeat it, though.
Oh, no. But as he drove off, he give me the peace sign, you know. Of course, he got on down the road a little ways, and I'll give half of it back to him.
Now, Don.
Don, picking that song a while ago reminded me, you know, Chet Atkins used to play for Mother Maybelle and all them, didn't he?
He started with them. I've got a picture of him picking with them.
He's my hero. I always want to pick like Chet Atkins. In fact, I think I can. I just picked the Chet right out of it.
I tell you what, dude, Steve, see if you can do it on this one right here, and does you know wherever cross your mind. Cold Fort Worth beer just ain't no good for jealous. I tried it night after night, 'cause you're in someone else's arms in Dallas. Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? Darling, while you're out there burning bridges, burn one for me if you get time, 'cause your memory just ain't so easy faded. Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? You left me here alone with him and Dallas, and I know it hurt you at the time. Well, I wonder now if it makes so different. Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? As Bob Wills used to say, ah, ah. You left me here to be with him in Dallas, and I know it hurt you at the time. Well, I wonder now if it makes a difference. Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? Does Cowtown ever cross your mind?
Hey, good job, Don. Now, Don said something a while ago. This is a special weekend, and he has a song to dedicate to the mothers for Mother's Day. We'd like to wish all the mothers a good Mother's Day, and this is one of my favorite songs. Mr. Don Aiden.
Thank you, David. When this old boy first come out years ago, I wasn't very tall, and I really took a liking to him. And this song in particular that I really did love all of my life and still do. A Lefty Frizzell number, Mom and Dad's Waltz. I'd walk for miles, cry or smile, for my mama and daddy. I want them to know I'd work and slave and never rave for my mama and daddy, 'cause I know I owe them my own. In my heart joy to start, 'cause I'm happy, and I pray every day for Mom and Pappy, and each night I'd walk for miles, cry or smile, for my mama and daddy. I want them to live on till they're called Steve and Randy. I'd fight in wars, do all the chores for my mama and daddy, 'cause I know I owe them my own. In my heart joy to start, 'cause I'm happy, and I pray every day for Mom and Pappy, and each night I'd walk for miles, cry or smile, for my mama and daddy, 'cause I know I owe them my own. Yes, I know I owe them my own. Thank you. I believe tomorrow is Mother's Day, David, and we'd like to do that for all the mothers. And I brought one with me tonight, Randy's mother. The other day we was sitting talking, and she asked me, she said, Donald said, do you think that when I get old and gray that you'll still love me like you do now? I said, well, I think I will, Joyce, because I've loved you through all the other colors. She's a beautician. And one thing about it, she can decorate just like a Christmas tree. David, why don't you get up here and sing us a good country song, would you?
Alrighty. I'm going to do a song entitled The Roots of My Raisin Run Deep in D chord. Left the 4-lane highway, took the blacktop 7 miles. Down by the old country school I went to as a child. 2 miles down the gravel road I could see the fine old home, a tribute to a wed life that's almost up and gone. The roots of my raisin run deep. I've come back for the strength that I need. Well, hope comes no matter how far down I see. The roots of my raisin run deep. Well, I pulled into the driveway. Sure was good to be there. I could see through the open door Dad was asleep in his favorite chair. In his hand was a picture of Mom. I remembered how close they were. I just turned, didn't want to wake him, spoil his dreams of her. A Christian mom who had the strength of life the way she did, who could pull that apron off and do the Charleston for us kids. And Dad, a quiet man whose gentle voice was seldom heard, who could borrow money at the bank simply on his word. The roots of my raisin run deep. I've come back for the strength that I need. Well, hope comes no matter how far down I see. The roots of my raisin run deep. The roots of my raisin run deep. Thank you. Randy had a request for last date. He said he didn't think he could play it on that piano, but I bet he can. How about a hand for Randy Aiden again?
If I mess up, y'all don't laugh at me because I'm not used to this piano.
Excuse.
Well, you know, you got to have some kind of excuse. You want to help me?
I brought mine with me, my piano. It's a little bitty one about that long.
Well, I made it through it anyway. Thank you. I want to try to mess up another song here. I've been down in the valley and on the highest hill, but my heart knows I miss you, and I always will. I've searched for happiness, but all that I've found is that your memory sure gets around. Your memory sure gets around. My heart can't seem to lay this old feeling down. I can't break these chains that still have me bound, 'cause your memory sure gets around. Here's Steve now. Show all the pretty girls your white teeth, Steve. Well, hand them here and I'll show them to them. I've got many miles before me and many miles behind, but no matter where I run to, I can't get you off my mind. I seem to hear your voice in every little sound, 'cause your memory sure gets around. Your memory sure gets around. My heart came, I forgot the words and they're right in front of me. I'm blank. 'Cause your memory sure gets around. Your memory sure gets around. Thanks again.
Thank you, Randy. Now, Steve is in the high school course. They went on a course trip here the other day, went down in Louisiana, and I'll tell you, I thought I'd taught him better than that. He had a chance to become a millionaire, and he blew it. They had this great old big ranch down there, big elaborate outfit, and they raised some hybrid alligators. They had this great old big pond out there, and they had a tour through this ranch. And they got this pond. These alligators were bred up, you know, to be the fastest alligators in the world. Big, vicious outfits. The bunch is going through there. This guy told them, said, "Now, I have a standing offer. If anyone will jump in on this side and swim across this pond, and if they make it out on the other side," said, "I'll give them one of three things." Said, "I'll give them $1 million, or he had a good-looking daughter," said, "I'll give them my daughter's hand in marriage, or I even give them the ranch, just whichever one they want." So he was going on with his spiel and everything. All of a sudden, heard a big splash and all this racket you ever heard, and here went old Steve right out across that pond just to getting it, and those alligators right after him. Climbed out on the other side, shook the water off, come back around there. This guy looked at him and said, "The bravest man I ever seen in my life." Said, "Well," said, "you did it." Said, "What do you want, the $1 million?" Steve said, "No." Said, "What do you want, my daughter's hand in marriage?" "Nope." Said, "Well, I guess you want my farm." Steve said, "Nope." He said, "Well, what do you want?" Steve said, "I just want to know who pushed me in." Steve going.
I was hoping he wouldn't tell that. That's kind of embarrassing. Here's Ricky Skaggs' new song. Well, you're back in town again, spreading talk around that I'm still in love with you, though you put me down. Well, I hate to admit it, but I guess the talk is true, or else you couldn't make my heart ache the way you do. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart that left me for somebody new. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart, and that's why I'm feeling so blue. Well, why did you turn up again? Well, I was doing fine. I found another sweetheart to drive you from my mind. Well, I thought I'd forgotten you, but I guess that it's not true, or else you couldn't make my heart ache the way you do. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart that left me for somebody new. I've got a new heartache about an old sweetheart, that's why I'm feeling so blue. And that's why I'm feeling so blue. Thank you. Well, I come in a fireman, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody like to have the water I got. I can cool them down when it's smoking hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. Last night they had a bad one a mile or two down the road. I seen my buddy walk out and left his woman burning out of control. Well, I was down there in about an hour or so with a little mouth to mouth. She was ready to go. I'm the fireman, that's my name. They call me the fireman, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody like to have the water I got. I can cool on down when they're smoking hot. On the fireman, that's my name. Burn 'em up now. I got a fire engine red, it's a T-Bird automobile. In a minute or less I can be dressed fit to kill. I work 24 off and 24 on, or when they get too hot they just give me a call. I'm the fireman, that's my name. They call me the fireman, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody like to have the water I got. I can cool them down when they're smoking hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. Said they call me the fireman, that's my name. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Steve. Real good job. I tell you, there was a couple come with us that we'd. He's up. One of them's up there running the camera, I believe. We're videoing this to take back and watch it when it snows this winter. And his wife's sitting over here. And I tell you, she had a little old poodle dog about so big, and it got run over by a car and killed, and it just like to kill Joan and Gus Norwood.
And on our way up here, we rent a room down the road here. Got a nice place to stay. Really, they've really got some super places. And Joan and Joyce and all the women went shopping this afternoon, and we was in there resting. And she come in, and they all come in. I didn't really know when they come in. And we got shelves up on the side of the wall, and they put a bunch of stuff up there. And I was sleeping, and when I woke up, there was something dripping in my face. Woke me up, you know. And I told her, I said, whose package is that laying up there? And Joyce said, it ain't mine. I said, I think it's Joan's. I said, Joan, I wish you'd move your package, because you got some pickles or something, and they're dripping in my face, and they woke me up. She said, I have you to know them's not pickles, them's puppies. So she's got her a dog taken back, Gus. We've got a request to do a brand new George Jones song. And David handles part of it, and I do part of it, and Steve's got some of it to do, and we'll just do whatever we can do with it. Well, I stopped off at the Quick Sack for some beer and cigarettes. The old man took my money as he stared at my Corvette. He said I had one just like her son in 1963, till the man down at the bank took her from me. Oh, she was hotter than a $2 pistol. She was the fastest thing around, long and lean and every young man's dream. She turns every head in town. She was built for fun to handle, son. I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. Well, I handed him the keys and said, here, take her for a spin. The old man shook his head and then he looked at me and grinned. He said, son, you just don't understand. It ain't your car I want. It's a brunette in your bed that turns me on. Oh, she was hotter than a $2 pistol. She was the fastest thing around, long and lean and every young man's dream. She turns every head in town. She was built for fun to handle, son. I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. Oh, she was hotter than a $2 pistol. She was the fastest thing around, long and lean and every young man's dream. She turns every head in town. She was built for fun to handle, son. I'm glad that you dropped in. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. She reminds me of the one I loved back then. Thank you. I don't know where Randy wants to be, at the piano or at the steel guitar, but I'd like to do a song. There ain't a program complete to me without an Ernest Tubbs song, because I was a super Ernest Tubbs fan and still is. Got all of his records, and if they ever release any more, it was canned. I'm going to have them if I can, all possible. And we're going to try to do, Randy, you're going to have to sing some. I'm going to play like Ernest, and Randy's going to play like Willie. Does he look like Willie? Just a little? Well, I think another show or two like this, we can have him looking like Willie. Well, we're working on that. We didn't bring no scissors, no razors, or no nothing. And we had 3 cars this evening going to get us something to eat. Each one of them didn't tell the others, we got enough groceries to stay up here a week. Really and truly, Randy and Gus was outside and we seen a barbecue pit, and they said, boy, if we just had something put on that, we'd cook. Gus said, I'll buy if you'll go get it. And Randy took off.
I bought $30 worth of hamburgers.
That's the truth. And the women come back and they had the trunk of my car plumb full of groceries. They was going to feed us. But right now we're going to waltz across you know what, Randy?
That's not the song I got picked out here.
When we dance together, my world's in disguise. It's a fairyland tale that's come true. And when you look at me with those stars in your eyes, well, I could waltz across Texas with you.
My heartaches,
Are you telling me, Willie?
are just up and gone. The moment that you come in view,
Just keep hanging in there, Willie. We'll catch you.
and with your hand in mine, dear, I could dance on, and I could waltz across Texas
Hang in there, Taylor.
with you.
Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you.
Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charms, and I could waltz across Texas with you.
My heartaches,
Troubles are just up and gone.
you're singing on time now.
The moment that you come in view, I'm lost anyway. And with your hand in mine, dear, I could dance on, and I could waltz across Texas with you.
Waltz across Texas with you in my arms. Waltz across Texas with you. Like a storybook ending, I'm lost in your charms, and I could waltz across Texas with you. Thank you. I tell you, I've had a super time. I'm going to do one more number, and then I'm going to turn the show back over to David. And we always do some gospel songs right on the last, and I'm sure he's got some for tonight. But I'd like to say a few years ago, I was in Nashville, and right across from the Country Music Hall of Fame, there was a big swimming pool made just like this guitar. And there was a fellow there that we met. He took us around and showed us. He had 25 straight hit records back in the 50s and 60s. He had 25 straight ones. Every one he made was a hit. And this was one of them that I'm going to leave you with on my part of the show. And I thought it was cut back 1927. And Webb Pierce come out with it again, and it made #1. And can you remember it? You can't remember it?
I wasn't here in 1927.
He's in a jailhouse now. He's in a jailhouse now. Yes, I told him once or twice to quit playing cards and shooting dice. He's in a jailhouse now. Well, I had a friend named Campbell, used to rob, steal, and gamble. He tried everything that was low down. He was out tomcatting one night when he started a big fight. Then a big policeman came and knocked him down. He's in a jailhouse now. He's in a jailhouse now. Yes, I told him over again to quit drinking whiskey, lay off of that gin. He's in a jailhouse now. Randy and Steve. Well, Campbell broke jail one day. He decided he'd go away, but the policeman met him at the train. Well, the cop says, I come for you, and Campbell says this won't do, because Campbell never was my name. He's in a jailhouse now. He's in a jailhouse now. Yes, I told him once or twice to quit playing cards and shooting dice. He's in a jailhouse now. Thank you.
Thank you, Don, Mr. Don Aiden. Well, if you will indulge a father, the pride of his children. I hate to have someone say we're prejudiced against gals. So we're going to get our newest member of the group out here, my young daughter, and she just can't hardly wait from Saturday night to go to the fairgrounds and play music. She was real young, but she had a birthday yesterday. She was 3 years old. Make welcome, if you will, Miss Rebecca Goins. And I goofed up a while ago and got the song in the wrong chord, and Randy broke the strap on his squeeze box, and he needs that on this song. Let's give him just a minute to get it. Okay, Steve.
Don't miss my toot-toot. Don't miss my toot-toot.
Don't mess with my toot-toot. Born in a bird suit, Pappy took her behind. Said you're gonna be special, my sweet little toot-toot. Don't you mess with my toot-toot. Don't you mess with my toot-toot. Don't you mess with my toot-toot. Let Randy play it. Don't you mess with my toot-toot. Don't you mess with my toot-toot. You can have the other woman, but don't you mess with my toot-toot. Thank you, Rebecca. Miss Rebecca Goins. We're going to do a couple more numbers and close out our show. Do you have any requests that something you'd like? What? Tulsa time? Okay, mighty fine. Steve Goins.
Well, I left Oklahoma, driving in a Pontiac, just about to lose my mind. Well, I was going to Arizona, maybe on to California, where the people all live so fine. My baby says I'm crazy, my mama call me lazy, I'm gonna show 'em all this time. Well, you know I ain't no fooling, I don't know more schooling, I was born to just to walk behind. Living on Tulsa time, living on Tulsa time. Oh, well, you know I've been through it, well, I set my watch back to it, living on Tulsa time. I was in Hollywood, wishing I was doing good, talking on the telephone line. Hey, they don't need me in the movies, nobody sings the song. Guess I'm just a wasting time. So then I got to thinking, man, I'm really stinking, I need to take a bath this time. No, that's not it. And there'd be nobody grieving, and nobody would be leaving if I went on back to Tulsa time. Living on Tulsa time, living on Tulsa time. Well, you know I've been through it, but I set my watch back to it, living on Tulsa time. Tear it up. Grab a chord. Well, that's alright, mama. That's alright with you. That's alright, mama. It's just any way you do, and that's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama. Any way you do. Well, mama, she done told me. Papa done told me too. Son, that girl you're fooling with, she ain't no good to you, but that's alright, that's alright, that's alright now, mama, any way you do. Baby, I'm leaving town for sure. Then you won't be bothered with me hanging around your door, and that's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama. Any way you do. La da dee 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 dee. I need your love now. Hey, that's alright. That's alright now, mama. Any way you do.
Thank you, Steve. Does a pretty good job on that guitar, and I taught him everything he knows. Well, speaking for the country music makers, we've really enjoyed being with you tonight. Hope you've enjoyed some of the stuff we've done. I'm going to close out with a song that I really like myself that you never do hear. Captain Barry Sadler had it out. It's entitled The Green Beret. Hope you enjoy it.
Fighting soldiers from the skies, fearless men who jump and die, men who mean just what they say. These brave men are the Green Beret, silver wings upon their chest. These brave men, they're America's best. 100 men will test today. Only 3 win a Green Beret. Trained to fight on nature's land. They're trained in combat, hand to hand. Trained to fight both night and day. Their courage comes from the Green Beret. Silver wings upon their chest. These brave men, they're America's best. 100 men will test today. Only 3 win a Green Beret. Back at home, this young wife waits. Her Green Beret has met his fate. He has died for those abreast, leaving her his last request. Put silver wings on my son's chest. Make him one of America's best. He'll be a man they'll test someday. Let him win that Green Beret.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Get us out of here, Steve.
I tell you, all of you drive careful going home, and the ones that is driving, make sure you got a car.